Hey guys, I want to our function, not a function math activity that is due tomorrow. Tomorrow is due. You can either email it to me by tomorrow evening, or you can show it to me in class by turning on your camera and holding it up for me to mark off that you've completed it. We have gone over this in class several times, but I want to just make sure everyone understands exactly what they're supposed to do. So I sent out an activity, and I sent it. It's been posted in the OMS, it's been sent by email, it's also been sent during Class Connect sessions. The front page has functions with definitions and examples. The second page says function, not a function. And the third page has a bunch of examples. These are all relations. Everything on this page is relation. And as you guys know, a relation is a set of ordered pairs. Your job is to cut these out, and you're going to glue them on whether they are a function or not a function, okay? You're going to glue them on whether they're a function or not a function. We're going to look at some examples together just to make sure everyone understands how to do this. So the first thing you're going to do, we did this in class together, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to define. So let me share this again, keep clicking out of it. We're going to define a function. You guys should know what a function is. We've gone over this definition over and over again. And we know by now that a function is a relation where each input x gives back exactly one output y. In other words, no x values repeat. No x values repeat, okay? That is the definition for it. All right, so again, like I said, on the other page, everything we had was a relation, but only some of those are functions, okay? Then, next thing you need to do, again, we did this in class, but it's gonna be up to you guys to make sure you do this on your own, to copy it down. So you're gonna give 4 examples of functions. I encourage you to go back and look at our notes and watch the video I posted Thursday that goes over whether a relation is a function or not, okay? And then the last thing is, I want you to define the vertical line test in your own words. We've talked about the vertical line test. I want you to define it in. Then here's what you are going to do. And I'm just going to use 4 examples. Okay, I took 4 of the examples, and I'm not going to do all of them because I'll defeat the purpose. And you're going to look at each example, cut it out, and you're going to say, does it go on the side that's a function, or does it go on the side that's not a function? Well, if I look at the x values of this problem, I notice that I see that none of my domain repeats. I have -1, 3, 4, and 0. None of those repeat, so this is a function. So I move this to the function side. All right, my next one, this is a graph. This is straight from the example. Is this graph a function? Well, we can do the vertical line test to tell us if it's a function. If I draw vertical lines through this graph, straight through one at every single point. So since it does that only one time with each line, we can say this passes the vertical line test, so this is in fact a function. So I can select this, and I can take it all, and I can move it, if it'll let me move it. Take all this and move it over here because this is a function. It passed the vertical line test. It was a function. Okay. Next, I have mapping. Is this mapping a function? Well, if we look carefully at this mapping, you guys can see that -2 goes to 4. Okay, 0 goes to 3. -1 goes to -1, and -1 goes to 0. So since -1 is used both times, and you see here it's used both times, this is not a function. We repeat -1 in the domain, so it's not a function, okay? In fact, if I want to, I can just circle that and show it's not a 2 arrows coming from that -1. The last thing we're going to check is this graph, and this graph is, make it a little bit bigger. How do we tell if this graph is a function or not? Well, let's use that vertical line test. So if I draw a vertical line through this graph, I notice that it crosses more than once at the same time. This line, this graph fails the vertical line test. So this is actually not a function. Not a function. If I take this and I take this, let me do this, hold on. So take it over here, it's not a function. And if you want to, you can even type over here, not a function, because it fails the VLT, not the BLT, but the VLT. It fails the vertical line test. Okay, so you don't have to write that on there, but you definitely can if you want to. All right, so you're going to look at the rest of the examples. There's a lot more examples. In fact, if I go share with you our activity in the PDF, you guys can see that there's a lot more examples. We just did this one, right? This one, and this one. Okay, so we did those 4 examples. Your job for before tomorrow, if you've already done this, awesome, great, amazing. I've already seen some awesome ones. If you've done it, you think you did it wrong, maybe try again. Your job is to cut out the rest of these and lay them down and glue them on whether they are a function or not a function. Okay, function or not a function. So that is your assignment for tomorrow on top of your quizzes today. If you have any questions, let me know, but I hope this video gives you guys a little bit more information, because some of you guys have been asking me about this, and I hope that this will help you. If you have any other questions, let me know.